What's going on, everyone? John here with Power Clean Pressure Wash and PowerWashMarketing.com, and today I want to talk to you about 5 things no one talks about when starting a pressure washing business. This is part 1, and it's going to be about personal protection. Let's get into the video. First of all, before we get started, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and you hit that bell notification icon for more fire videos like this one right here. Dab on them. Let's go. We're going to get right into it. The first thing I want to talk about is numb hands. So when you are pressure washing, you're holding the pressure washer or the surface cleaner, it's like vibrating, especially if you're using that turbo nozzle that spins around like this, and your hands go absolutely numb. When I was first starting, my hands were going numb and I had no idea why, especially my right one. And then I kind of put it all together. I thought my hands were just being weak, but it was carpal tunnel setting in. I was putting extreme strain on my hands. So there's a couple ways that you can kind of get around this. And I'm going to give you some of my personal tips that I do in order to kind of get around that hand numbness. First of all, with your surface cleaner, what I do is I zip tie my surface cleaner trigger completely closed, and I use a DN10 ball valve to operate the on and off. So basically I zip tie that trigger closed so the surface cleaner is constantly putting out water. And then I use 2 quick connects on a 3/8 inch DN10 ball valve, and I connect that to the surface cleaner, and I just turn it on if I want the surface cleaner on, turn it off if I want the surface cleaner off. Very simple, and it saves me from having to hold that trigger when you're doing a lot of flat work. You can walk miles when you're doing flat work, and that saves that hand pulling that entire time. It is a lifesaver. Next, and this is going to sound weird, if you don't want to zip tie it completely closed, which I completely understand, or you don't want to buy ball valves or anything, go to your local sports store and get a tennis ball. You can take a tennis ball and stick it right in the trigger, and that's going to, again, save you from having to hold the trigger for long periods of time. That's really good if you want to just pop it out or put it in, pop it out, put it in, that kind of thing. It works great. For your pressure washing wand, you want to alternate hands back and forth. I try to alternate hands every 2 to 3 minutes. If I'm spraying with one side of the house, I'll use the other hand to spray with the other side of the house. I really want to make sure that both hands are getting kind of even wear, and that really helps. Last thing is you want to make sure that you are wearing some kind of brace. You don't have to wear it the entire job. You may want to wear it during the job. You might want to wear it after the job, maybe on the ride home, something like that. But throw on an arm brace and give your hand some support and give it some relief, and that's going to allow you to do this job for a lot longer. Number 2 is waterlogged feet. When I was first starting, I was just wearing some throwaway tennis shoes. I said, you know what? I don't need these shoes. I'm just going to go out there. I've had my feet wet before. No, not like this. You were getting gallons and gallons and gallons of water dumped onto your feet. If you remember Forrest Gump, where Lieutenant Dan was like, change your socks, this is why. It is incredibly painful when your socks are completely wet and they've been wet for hours and your feet have just been absolutely waterlogged. It hurts. It hurts to take off your socks. It hurts to walk. They ache. Get yourself some good shoes. So I tried to go to Walmart and pick up some rain boots, and those didn't work that well. It's important to get some good shoes. If water gets in those rain boots, it's staying there and you're gonna have to dump it out, or your socks are gonna absorb it. I tried to get the some good waterproof boots. I have some Skechers, and those have lasted a long time. These are absolutely great. I'll put a link to what I bought below. They work well for me. You're walking miles in these things, so you need comfortable shoes, but they also have to be waterproof. Invest in a good pair of shoes. Next, number 3, chemical burns. If you've ever seen that movie Fight Club, where Brad Pitt pours that lye on Edward Norton's hand and it's like bubbling and everything, that's what I'm talking about. Chemical burns. The sodium hypochlorite that we use is corrosive, and it can cause serious chemical burns. So when I was spraying homes, that overspray, or sometimes something will be leaking, and I don't pay any mind of it. It's a little, it's a little burny, it's not too bad when you're on the job, but especially on the top of my feet, the SH travels down the shoe onto the sock, and the sock absorbs it, and it sits there on the top of your foot, and it burned so bad. I'm talking about peeling your socks off and there just be a layer of raw, bubbly skin, and you do not want that. It can get on your arms, you can get on your hands, and get everywhere. So if you get SH on you, stop everything that you're doing and make sure you are rinsing it off. Get some nice clean water, flush your system out if you have to. It doesn't matter. Just get it off of your body because it's going to save you from a lot of chemical burns in the future. Number 4 is your apparel. So bleach, again, it's bleach. It's going to discolor things. It's not cool to show up in your champion shirt that's made of cotton, all bleached up like a 70s hippie, you know, like, hey, peace, dude. No, you want to look professional. So a lot of guys will either use a 100% polyester shirt like this. I use a polo polyester shirt, 100%, and I like these because these are designed for like performance, you know, golf performance, things like that. They breathe nice, they're light, they're airy, so I can move around in it. It feels good, and then also it doesn't get discolored when I'm spraying the sodium hypochlorite. Very, very important. When I show up, I can look professional. My pants, I have some specific pants that I use, and you know, the kind of pants are kind of what they are, but there's pants that you can get for this, but I just like to take care of my shirt. I want to make sure that I'm showing up and I'm looking professional, and I'm not just showing up in just anything. So make sure you make some good investments into some good bleach resistant material. Polyester is a good way to go. Last thing, number 5, is make sure you are buying some good personal protection care. When you're spraying up into the eaves of homes or the second stories, some of that mist comes back, gets on your arms, gets in your hair, gets on your eyes. It finds its way to your eyes, gets on your face, gets on your beard. It gets everywhere, and those little particles of sodium hypochlorite, it can get painful because of that chemical burn, or it can kind of make your arm hairs like kind of stiff and things like that. Either way, it's not good for you. Make sure you get some goggles, you get a good respirator, you get something to cover your hair, like a hat or some kind of bag or something to cover your hair. Make sure you're wearing some long sleeves. Invest into your care so that way you can do this job for a lot longer, especially in the beginning while you're learning to control that mist. You know, plants are not the only thing you got to take care of. You got to take care of yourself. You have to make sure that you are in it for the long haul. If you can't afford like a big respirator, go and get like the little mask that, you know, the COVID mask that we're using. Just get something on your face so that you're not just breathing in the straight sodium hypochlorite. If you can't afford like high quality goggles, go to Home Depot and get those little cheap goggles that are like $3. Make sure you just get something on your face. Put a long sleeve shirt on, throw a hat on, throw a beanie on, something. It's going to make sure that you're going to be protected and that you can do this for a lot longer. All right, guys, that's it. That's the video. 5 things that nobody talks about when you're starting a pressure washing business, part 1, and that is personal protection. If you like this video, make sure you drop a comment below. Did I forget something? Let me know. Let me know if there's something that I'm missing that you've come across that, you know, the pressure washing community doesn't really talk about. You know, there's a lot here, and like I said, this is part 1. I'm going to be doing the equipment one next. Things that nobody told me about equipment that even when I was buying the equipment. But that video is coming later. Make sure you subscribe and you hit the bell notification so that you get more fire content like this. If you like this video, hit a like, and also thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.